Vandaag zijn we voor een hele andere reden hier, u ook, neem ik aan, de opening van het beoogt Festival. Een internationaal festival wat 5 jaar geleden, wat zeg ik, 6 jaar geleden ongeveer begonnen is. Heel in het klein, met Gerrit en mij. En in ons kielzog het gezelschap. En we zijn toen in Zuid-Afrika terechtgekomen vanuit de naïeve gedachte, we gaan daarmee samenwerken. De eerste die we daar tegenkwamen was Frans Engering, die was op dat moment ambassadeur daar. En het is ook een grote eer dat hij vandaag dit festival officieel gaat openen.
It is indeed an honor and a pleasure for me to be here at the opening of the 08 Festival. Because the whole concept behind this festival, in my mind, is reaching out, meeting other people, working together, to learn from other people, from other countries, from other cultures, and from other traditions. That, not incidentally, coincides totally with my own philosophy, my own motto in life. I confess here, and don't tell it others, but I'm an internationalist. And there I stand firmly, I think, in the old Dutch tradition. We went out. We sailed the seas for 500 years or so. We tried to meet other peoples and other cultures. The Dutch are traders. The Dutch are free traders. We want to sail out, meet other people, and exchange their goods, but also to exchange valuable ideas and thoughts, valuable knowledge and experience, and cultural traditions. But in exchanging and trading thoughts and ideas, culture, tradition, both parties only gain. There's nothing to give. You only gain. So in modern jargon we would say that is even more a win-win situation. If you go to a country, the first thing you do, I do, is to go to their museums, to admire their art, to enjoy the architecture in that country, and to try to understand their technology, their culture. It's important to do so, to meet and to reach out. I would say meeting other people is learning and teaching at the same time. So altogether, that is a very good reason for me to be happy to be here and to support the concept, the idea behind the 08 Festival. During the apartheid, and because of the apartheid, the Netherlands and South Africa became more and more isolated from each other. Deliberately so. And in my mind, it was justified. We more or less withdrew from our contacts with South Africa. There was no cultural exchange anymore. There was no sports activity between South Africa and the Netherlands. There was no business investment. There was hardly any trade left in that period. But then there came the announcement of the abolition of apartheid. That was right. But now, at the end, or at the beginning of the end of apartheid, we have to come back to tell them, here we are again. We enjoy and support your transition, and we understand that it's going to be difficult enough for you. Can we help, can we support, at least in political or economic terms? That was not an easy decision for the Dutch government, to ponder whether the time was already ripe for that, or we should have to wait and see a little bit further. The final outcome was, yes, let's go back, but we don't send ministers yet. So if it is your proposal, Mr. Engering, you go yourself, heading the first official delegation after apartheid test the water there and bring the message that we, the Netherlands, are interested again and are willing to cooperate again with South Africa and to re-establish our friendly and deep-rooted ties. That was June 1991. Today, 17 years ago. It became a big success. Indeed, everything started to blossom and to grow again, and you saw new contacts developing and so on, both in the economic terms as well in cultural and sportive terms. And then in June 2004, now 4 years ago, I started to become the ambassador in South Africa for the Netherlands. And my first Dutch guests, the first guests were Mr. and Mrs. Geidamans, or we know them better as Aus and Mees. They were on my doorstep and say, we are here and we have IDs, so let's talk. And they started the idea, we have to establish something of a cooperation in the theatre world between us, the Dutch, and the South Africans. And now we are here today, June 2008. And we have achieved, I think, a new peak in our activity. The 08 Festival between South Africa and the Netherlands. I hope, I wish, that from now on, this development will continue and will broaden and deepen its cooperation further. And I think it is to the benefit, to the mutual benefit, professionally as well as personally, or say it in other words, for our heads and our hearts. Thank you so much.